Are you Gen Z, Millennial, Gen X? If you're Gen Z, we gotta talk. Any other generation, you could stay and laugh. I want to know if anyone's had an experience with the upcoming topic, the Gen Z stare. For a long time, we have always made jokes about our previous generations, boomers versus card readers, Gen X versus empathy and technology, the millennial pause, and now I guess Gen Z has gotten their own little phrase, the Gen Z stare. And I can say after learning the real definition of this, I actually feel like I have experienced this before. As you may have assumed, I'm pretty sure Gen Z has gotten this phrase from the previous generations. Then there are some people from Gen Z who actually think it's really funny. I'm one of them. I actually think it's hilarious, and I hope I've never accidentally done this to somebody. But on the other side of things, there are also a lot of Gen Z who are kind of upset with this and getting very defensive about it. I don't mind which one you are. I love to hear your opinion either way, but in the long run, come on guys. I think it's pretty fair. We've clowned on every generation, including Gen Alpha, and they're not even like old enough to really defend themselves. I think we can take some clowning. Now we have a little bit of a run-in. Millennials and Gen X, everyone before, seem to define the Gen Z stare a different way than Gen Z defines it. There's a lot of battle back and forth of what the Gen Z stare actually is. Now Gen Z is claiming that the stare is when we have to process stupidity. I actually understand. For example, this is what Gen Z believes the stare is. Hey, I'd like a strawberry smoothie. Alright, got it. What size? Oh, I just want a small. Unfortunately, since this is America, we only have medium, large, extra large, and super size, extra, 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 jumbo, wombo, gineminosaurus, large. So whatever, whatever one of those you're probably feeling. I don't know what you're not getting. Just make me a small. And that's kind of what they mean by stupidity. And trust me, there are a lot of people like that. I've had to deal with a lot of them. But this is where we come to a crossroad because Millennial and Gen X define it as just not speaking. For example, they'll come up to order, "Hi there." Oh, okay. I would like a large Big Mac meal with a Dr. Pepper, a 6-piece nugget with barbecue sauce, and a double bacon cheeseburger. Hold the onion. Do I know that order by heart? Maybe. Shut up. And then they're met with this again. That's kind of what they mean by the Gen Z stare. So two definitions here, two sides battling each other, and they don't even agree on the same definition. Here's a pretty viral video by Dante James. Dante's video is actually really accurate of what Millennials and Gen X mean by the Gen Z stare, so let's get into this.
Hi, how are you? Okay, I'll take hazelnut, cold foam, cold brew, please. What size? Pardon? What size? Oh, 24 ounce, please. Okay, thanks. I'll just wait down here for it. Okay, I just need to grab red pepper flakes. Oh. Excuse me, can I just reach past you right there?
How are we gonna make fun of iPad babies when a lot of us actively act like this? Just menacingly standing in front of the red pepper flakes.
Okay. Hi, how are you? Table for two, please?
Table or booth?
Pardon?
Table or booth?
Oh, booth, please. Oh. Are we following you?
It's even worse when you're a Gen Z getting the Gen Z stare from another Gen Z. And I feel like this has happened to me. I'm a little confused. And this isn't to bash my own generation, but I feel like there are a lot of us who are so socially incompetent. Incompetent sounds like a mean word. I don't mean it in a mean way. I'm just saying there's a lot of us who lack on our social skills. They kind of act like they're waiting for their mom to answer for them. Yeah. Gen Z stare. Boomer lead paint stare. All this mixed with like the quiet talking. It really does give off like I've never spoken to a real human being. And that's coming from someone who still asks my mom to come into my important doctor. Listen, some people might find this embarrassing, but I am, as you know, I'm 22. And I still ask my mom. I don't need my mom, but I ask my mom to come in to some of my doctor's appointments that are like really scary and stressful for me because you know what? I just like my mom. okay? But no, that doesn't mean I can't talk to the doctor. Now that we've looked at the Gen X version of the Gen Z stare, let's take a look at how Gen Z defines the stare. Especially since they're claiming that there is a reason for the stare and that it's actually previous generations' fault.
Hi, what can I get for you?
I want a latte with whole milk, but I'm lactose intolerant.
We do offer milk alternatives like oat and almond milk.
Last time I checked, milk is something that comes from a cow, so I refuse to drink anything that doesn't come from a cow.
Okay, but milk from cows would have lactose in it though.
Yeah, I can't say I haven't experienced that, especially with allergies. I can't tell you how many times when I worked in food service that I would get somebody with a wheat allergy and they would tell me that they insisted they wanted croutons on their salad. I would tell them repeatedly, that has wheat in it. And they just wouldn't listen. They'd be like, well, I've had croutons before. And you don't have a wheat allergy. All generations have their faults, so I'm asking any angry Gen Zers to just sit back and try to laugh if you can. Though regardless of if you find it funny or you find it irritating, I would love to hear your reasoning. I really would. Have you had an experience with the Gen Z stare? I have channel memberships. Make sure to like and sub because YouTube is hating on me so bad right now and completely taking my videos off the algorithm. So my remaining viewers, you guys are the only ones who are helping me out here. Y'all are literally my last hope. You are my last hope. So please like, subscribe, and share. I owe you guys everything.